Today we are taking a look at the Mazda CX-9 Signature, so let's take a look. Now to start off this review, this car is powered by the same engine as my car. It's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, but it's got a turbo. And once again, Mazda puts this flimsy little manual latch here to open the hood. I just wish this car is almost $50,000. You'd think you'd put in some you know, hydraulic lifts like that, but look at how much engine there is in this car. Now, like I said, this is a turbo. This makes 227 horsepower on regular fuel, but if you use 93, it goes up to 250 horsepower, and it has all-wheel drive, and it has 310 foot-pounds of torque. So that is the power plant in this car. Now the gas mileage for this car is pretty excellent compared to like cars with rivals, because basically any other car that's a rival of this has a 6-cylinder. I averaged like 27 miles per gallon yesterday going to work, which is fantastic. And if you had a 6-cylinder engine, you wouldn't get anywhere near this. So let's take a look at the styling of this car. Now, starting with the exterior styling of this car, I think it's probably one of the best looking cars in the segment. I mean, you've got the Mazda typical grille. I mean, this car looks exactly like my Mazda 6, just a bigger 3-row SUV. But you've got the LEDs in the headlights, and down here real close you can see, I'll show a picture in the night, there's a little tiny fog light in here. But this car has the signature trim, so it has the chrome around the outside. You've got a massive grille here. I think the camera's up there, and right here is for the adaptive cruise control going that way. But I think this is a gorgeous looking car. It doesn't really look like it's a 3-row SUV, but it is. Now I'll be talking about the space back there a lot, but you've got 20-inch wheels, nice little silver trim down here below the doors. I think this is a good looking car. One thing that's interesting about the back, these circles right here are actually the turn signals, and when you have the lights on, this lights up sort of like my car, but when you have your foot on the brake, this thing right here is just what lights up as far as brake lights in the back. There's your reverse light. You've got 2 exhaust pipes like my car. It's the same exact engine, just with the turbo. You've got the industry standard silver bar on the back, but I think it looks very nice. I mean, other cars in this segment are like a Honda Pilot or a Toyota Highlander or like a Dodge Durango. Those are big cars. This does not look like a big car. I mean, you suffer a little bit with the cargo space, but I think it's adequate for somebody with a family. I mean, this car I think is honestly bigger than I would ever need. I mean, I only have 1 child, so it's just a little bit more space, but I think they've got the proportions right. I think the styling has aged well. This car's been around for 3 years. I think it's due for a mid-cycle refresh. But honestly, I think it's one of the better looking cars in the segment. So let's take a look at the inside. Now, starting with the trims. Now, this is the signature trim, which is the top of the line spec, and it is gorgeous in here. They call this Auburn leather, and the wood in here is called rosewood, and they actually got this wood from a guitar manufacturer, and it looks very nice. So everywhere you look here, you've got metal finishes, you've got wood here on the door, you've got the silver chrome trim here, but everything looks just very upscale, and this color leather really helps with that. I mean, it's everywhere. You've got the Auburn leather with sort of like a black little accent piece here. You've got sort of little piping here. I think it's Nappa leather, but it's called Auburn in the color. Now, this is the updated steering wheel for 2017 and 2018, and it's very nice. I mean, just everything you touch in here feels expensive, and it should for a car that is probably $46,000. You've got the nice trim on the door as well. Very nice. These seats are pretty comfortable too. They're lacking a little bit on bolstering. It's kind of aggressive up by your shoulders, but I drove this to work yesterday. I was in it for a couple hours, and it seemed comfortable to me. I mean, it's typical with the Mazda, because I think my car is so comfortable. So let's talk a little bit about some safety features this has, because it has a lot. Alright, now talking about some safety features this has. Now, the steering wheel over here, there's an info button right here, and if you click that, this circle here in your dash, you've got your speedometer and your tachometer, but this screen here is it's dedicated solely to information about the car. Now you've got Trip A and Trip B, and when your service is going to be, but this one here is for your adaptive cruise control. If you can see here, there's little lines here that dictate how close you need to be. I used this on my way to work yesterday down 81 South, and if I just set it on one little bar, I set the cruise on 72 miles per hour, and it'll do the speed for me. I got into the left lane, it would slow down a little bit to like 66. Once the truck got out of the way, it would speed right back up to 72. It was very nice. It's something that I don't have in my car, is the adaptive cruise, because you really just set it where you want it, and it does most of the driving for you. I barely had to touch the gas or the brakes at all, so there's a very nice feature to have. This has the lane keep assist, which it keeps you in your lane, and it'll beep to you if you sort of get out of your lane a little bit. It also has blind spot monitoring, where even on the heads-up display, it'll come up there if there's somebody on your left or your right. So all types of technology to keep you safe. And the adaptive cruise is sort of something that is becoming more standard with cars, but it's a very nice feature. Now we can talk about the heads-up display. Now I like it in this car. My car has the little window that flips up to display the miles per hour and how you're going with your navigation, but this projects it right on the screen, and this is the module here that projects it. Now if you can see that, now one thing that was kind of annoying is that my sunglasses here are polarized, and if I go, it's bright now, and if I do this, it's a little dimmer. So I don't know if that's something that can be fixed or if it's just my sunglasses, but as you can see there, it says 0 miles per hour, and if you have the cruise control on, it'll tell you your speed, what it's set at, and where it's going to be, where you're currently at if you're using adaptive cruise. So this car is packed with technology, lots of safety features. It looks great. The metal finishes are nice. The wood is very nice. We've also got a heated steering wheel. We've got heated seats. There's actually heated seats in the back. As far as I can see, this is really nice and a very nice place to be. Let's check out the back seat. Now, coming into the back seat, this is what's going to be a little bit different from this car compared to the competitors. Now, I'm 6 feet tall. I have the seat where I was in my driving position, and I'm not going to say it's tight. I mean, I got a couple inches here, but compared to the competitors in this segment, it's not as good. I mean, a Honda Pilot is a huge car. A Dodge Durango is huge. I mean, the only car in this segment that I can think of that is smaller in dimensions of this car is like a Kia Sorento. I don't even know how that car is a third row, but it's sufficient for me. You've got your climate controls. There's actually heated seats in the rear, which is very nice. I don't think they're cooled, but they're heated. I mean, once again, you've still got the nice leather here. You've got all the touches that are the same up in the front. And I can't say enough about the color of this leather. I mean, I'm a sucker for appearance in a car, so I think it's pretty nice. You've got standard visors here, which is a nice touch for your kid. I mean, if you had a baby in here, that'd be nice. That comes standard on the back seats as well, this one too. So I'm not saying this is a negative for the car, it's just other cars in the segment are a little bit bigger. So let's check out the third row. Now, to get into the back seat, you hit this latch here that's right on the car, and you push the car up, and this is the 60 part of the 60-40 split. And you got the same leather back here, and I'm gonna try to get back here. Now this, we know that this is not made for adults like me, but your kids will fit back here just fine. You've got cup holders back here. But yeah, this is meant for kids, so if you've got 2 or 3 kids, I think this would be more than enough space for your family. So let's check out the cargo space behind the third seat. Now, to get into the back, all you do is hit the little button right here. You've got an automatic lift gate. Pops up. Now this is what it looks like with the third row up. I mean, it's not bad. I've got my stuff for work here, but to take the seats down, all you do is push on the tether, push that forward. Same thing over here. The seat back automatically goes down, you push it down. Now, this is huge. This is more than enough for any family, I think. I mean, if you have the 2 rows up. If you have the seats completely down, you've got 71 cubic feet of space, which is a lot, okay? I mean, look how far the front dash is up there. That's way up there. So this, I think, is more than enough for a family. Sure, with the Dodge Durango or a Highlander, you get a little bit more space, but the car wouldn't look like that. It's kind of a trade-off if you appreciate driving and looks of the car compared to cargo space. I mean, if you got 3 or 4 kids, this car is probably not the car for you. It looks better than the competition. The cargo space is a little bit less, but it's sort of a give and take. I personally would prefer a car that drives nice like this one compared to like a Honda Pilot, which I think looks okay, but has way more space. So let's take this thing out on the road.